Hello guys. Today, I will be playing and talk a little about the biggest kingdom war in the history of mobile games. Called Rise of Kingdoms. More specifically about KVK and mechanics. But first, let's start with what is Rise of Kingdom. Guys, before I forget, remember that if you go to the description and download the game now, have the chance to get free gems, resource box, and golden chest keys. It will help you a lot to improve your progress in the game faster. Rise of Kingdoms is a strategy game that begins with you building up your city, making friends and alliances, and conquering your kingdom. As you progress, you will engage in intense war with other players and kingdoms. For example, in the massive Kingdom versus Kingdoms, or better called KVK. Rise of Kingdom currently has 14 civilizations, with Egypt being the most recent addition to the game. Each civilization provides different buffs. While some are better for fighting, such as Ottoman Empire, others are more focused in farming, as Japan. Some civilizations also boost your city growth, like China and Korea. Each civilization has an epic starting commander. However, you are not required to use this and can obtain any other epic in the tavern. Your main task will be to join an alliance and meet your guildmates with whom you will be side by side in future battles. These will also help you grow your city with different rewards, such as alliance technology, boosting your city construction, your research speed, your troops training speed, and other things. While some buildings may generate resources for you, others can be used to train troops such as infantry, archers, cavalry, and siege units. These troops can be used for your marches for fighting or feigning, depends on what kind of player are you focused on. You can use the hospital to heal severely wounded troops after your intense battles. But beware, not all troops become wounded during battles. Some may die in fighting with the enemy if your own city gets attacked, or if you battle on the field with a full hospital. An important aspect of Rise of Kingdoms is its unique selection of different playable historical commanders that can lead your armies. Every army can consist of 2 commanders, one primary and one secondary. The only thing that counts from the secondary commander is their skills. Everything else in the march is based on the primary commander stats, level, talent tree, and gear. As your alliance conquers more and more territory in the home kingdom, the early game goal quickly becomes clear. Getting the Lost Temple, the structure with the highest rewards in the home kingdom, is located in the central region of the map. To conquer it, like every other neutral structure, it must be touched by flags or forts. The Lost Temple often plays a significant role in the kingdom's internal early game diplomacy. And after its capture, the first king will be crowned by the holding alliance. Titles such as Queen, Prime Minister, or General also become available, and like the king, they can give out other titles like Duke, Scientist, Architect, or Justice, as well as negative titles like Traitor, Beggar, Exile, Slave, Sluggard, and Fool. Each title gives unique or negative effects to the holder. The king also receives the ability to activate fantastic buffs for the kingdom, such as research speed, building speed, training speed, resource production, or healing speed, or once per structure holding period, give out kingdom gifts to deserving governors. Additionally, the function of king's skills becomes available, which will play a big role in KVKs. The KVK are the most important thing we have in the game because they are going to decide which kingdom is stronger than another. One of the strong points of Rise of Kingdom is matchmaking. It will put you against a kingdom that is similar in power to your kingdom, so the battles will be equal. And well, one of the most wanted rewards is to be able to obtain these little stars for your alliance, since it is one of the most important emblems of every kingdom. Having a star means that your alliance was the most outstanding in a KVK. But actually KVK is gonna give us many more different types of rewards, such as occupation rewards, conquest rewards, honor rewards, and individual rewards. In the KVK, we make allies with the other camps. We talk, we interact, we do diplomacy with all the kings of each kingdom. Then there we choose who will be our allies and our enemies. So depending on the strength, the power, we always try to look for the strongest kingdom to be able to defeat the other kingdoms. The most important thing is to reach the center of the map and obtain the fortress. It's normal to see betrayals and battles between established alliances because it's hard to decide who's going to take over the final fort. Ultimately, there are two winning kingdoms, one of which takes the emblem and the other receives the maximum amount of rewards. The higher rank of the KVK give the greater the rewards. For example, from KVK 4+, the best rewards are given. KVKs can be going for weeks. Another thing to note is that the KVK kingdom is different from the one where our city is normally in. Once the KVK ends, all players return to their original kingdoms where they belong. Also remember to collect and save your KVK coins to buy in store where there are different items to enhance your city. Another very important thing is to conquer the steps since these will allow us to advance through the map until reach to the center of the map. The KVK event can keep going for weeks with alliances competing for dominance over the entire map. The stakes are high as winning KVK provides significant rewards and prestige as I mentioned before. Let's get a little into the topic of battles. This KVK has already happened, but we can learn interesting things from here. This is how a top KVK looks like. This was a really crazy matchup. Kingdom 1903, 1960, 2941, 14703 and 1814 against 2377, 1365, 1606, and 2975. Basically, besides the fact of dominating the entire map with your alliances, you end up in a left versus right situation. And the reason why those at the top must face those at the bottom makes sense is that Kingdom 1365, which is on the left, does not have an easy way to get to the right side of the map. And the 1960 kingdom has no easy way to get to the left side of the map. So immediately at the beginning, we have a zone fight with the 1960 kingdom, which will be very important to domain this initially zone. For this is very important to have good amounts of troops, your commanders upgraded, and the research to the maximum you can to advance through the map. Let's take a closer look at each kingdom before the biggest KVK of the year start. At the top of the map, we have Kingdom 1093 starting in Brittany is led by Silent Flo and Mako. Starting in the land of Bourbon is 1960, one of the most mouse kingdoms in the rise of kingdom community led by its faithful king. Players can directly control their armies in real time during battles, moving troops, flanking enemies, and reacting to the battlefield situation. This level of control adds depth and excitement compared to games with automated or turn-based combat. Now to finish, here are some tips to keep in mind before going to a KVK. Number 1, diplomacy between the kingdom. Don't make wars between alliances in your own kingdom. Number 2, make sure you have enough resources. The amount of resources that will be spent depends on how strong the battle will be. Something to keep in mind is that F2P players can also participate in the KVKs. It can be a little more difficult, but the game provides some rewards for this type of players that are easy to obtain, such as killing barbarians or barbarians' forts to obtain gems. The amount to be won will depend on their level, or you can also complete the tasks that the game assigns you during KVK. Have in mind that maximizing the gems mine. The faster you max it, more gems you will produce as time goes by. Number 3, during the first day of KVK, there will be an offer of $100 if you can afford it. Put them in the game and upgrade the gems mine and the gems research center to the maximum level. This will give you a great advantage over other players. Why Rise of Kingdom battles are bigger and more intense? Well, that is because of all of these incredible mechanics that I mentioned before are what make Rise of Kingdom so special and have the largest and most intense battles with thousands of players simultaneously and thousands of troops clashing at once, creating a chaotic and exciting experience. The social and cooperative aspects of Rise of Kingdom's KVK battles are more pronounced than in many other games, where battles can be smaller or more focused on the individual. Players can directly control their armies in real time during battles, moving troops, flanking enemies, and reacting to the battlefield situation. This level of control adds depth and excitement compared to games with automated or turn-based combat. Remember, go to the description to download the game and get different type of rewards.